Good morning from China. I hope you can hear. If you can hear me, just let me know so that I'll be able to start and finish on time. It's 4 a.m. here. Yes, it's 4 a.m. here in China. So if you can hear me, you just let me know. You can just put in the comment section. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Appian. All right. So there are so many people who have actually shown interest to join, but I don't want us to take so much time. Yes, because there are people who have already come up. So welcome, Appear, welcome, Frida, welcome. Is a Redeemer? Yes, all right. And yeah, we are starting right away. And when I'll just introduce all of us to the entire scholarship program. I know a lot of people have some basic ideas about how the entire scholarship program is. And when I'm done, you come in with all the questions. And I also take the opportunity where we really don't understand, use my own, like I will just go online and then show you exactly how to navigate, especially the portal and others. So without much ado, I would want to start quickly. Yeah, so as you all know me, I'm Abuaje Emmanuel Mensah. Yes. Currently, I'm a doctor and I have graduated. I'm currently having my postdoctoral study in one of the universities here in China. Yes. I've been in China for 6 good years. Yeah, this is my 7th year. Next year will be my 7th year. Yes. All those who are joining, welcome. I really want to start, but then again, I'm afraid that a lot of people join and would want to take us back. But regardless, I think we should start. So this is just a basic profile about me. Those who don't know me, people know me as a BJ. Everybody call me a BJ, but I've been here in China for 6 years. Then I did my master's here in China, and I did my PhD here in China, and currently working here in China. All right. So the more reason why I have decided to organize this whole seminar or webinar is first of all for the fact that the number of questions that come to me in a day are so much. Yes, so much. And I try my best to be able to reply as many as I can. Yes, so many comments come in, especially on TikTok, on in my private inbox, like as in on my WhatsApp. The questions are also so many, and always I just try my best. Yes, Facebook is not that much, but at least we are trying our best. Yes. So if you text me or you send me a message and then the response does not come in handy, kindly exercise patience with me. But this is basically how the whole thing is. And then again, I always say in my videos that there are 2 routes, even before we go into what I'm coming to talk about. There are 2 routes that we can use to apply. It's either you go by an agency or you apply yourself. So there are 2 main routes. It's either you go by an agency or you apply yourself. Well, I'm not an agent. I'm not an agent. I am just helping people who are ready to apply on their own. So if you want to apply on your own, then this is the right video, like webinar for you. You see, the reason why I will not be able to apply, a lot of people contact me and say, BJ, please apply for me, I'll pay you. It is not about the payment. That is not my whole idea. I can choose to take money and then apply. That is not the whole idea. The whole idea is that I want to equip you yourself to be able to apply on your own. And if you want to use agents, it is also fine. It is also fine. The whole thing about agency is that the agency is going to do everything for you and then you pay the person. Yes, it is, the whole application thing takes a lot of time. takes a lot of dedication and takes a lot of patience. That's why you realize that on the screen I have just written here that be patient, be patient, be consistent, be responsible for your own application, and then be ready. That is by way of dedication. So this whole scholarship thing does not come overnight. You have to work at it. You have to give in all your best if you want to really get a scholarship. It does not come overnight. Just by way of telling you all this, I started applying to study in China from 2016, 2017. I got the opportunity in 2019. That does not mean that you also here should also wait and get that. You're also going to go through the same problem. No. But I just want to tell you how the whole thing sometimes can be frustrating, where at a point you feel that you want to give up. But do not give up. Eventually, you'll be successful at it. That is basically. So without much ado, let me just quickly go into what I'm going to present. So the whole Chinese government scholarship, okay? So those who join later, I mentioned that I'm going to present, like give an overview of it. And after I welcome all your questions, I did some frequently asked questions in this PPT. And then after that, you tell me what you are struggling with, then where we have to go online and then do it ourselves, like as in show you how to navigate it, then we do it right here on this, but so you know how to do it. So Chinese government scholarship basically comes in these types. We have the Chinese government scholarship, we have the university scholarship, and we have what we call the provincial scholarship. That is what I've termed the local government scholarship. And with the Chinese government scholarship, just as I always mention, there are two types of scholarships. We have the type A, that is what we call the bilateral, and we have the university scholarship. Now, Chinese government scholarship covers tuition, medical insurance, accommodation, and a monthly allowance for bachelor's, master's, and PhD. This is the difference. For bachelor's, I always tell a lot of people in my DM that it is very, 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 very difficult to win a bachelor scholarship for Chinese government scholarship. If you want to apply for a bachelor's program, and I'm taking my time to explain this, if you want to apply for a bachelor's program under Chinese government scholarship, your best option should be type A. Your best option should be type A. Why type A? You are going to apply through the type A route because, or yes, you have to apply through the type A route because that is through the embassy. This is because most of the programs have been scheduled under, like most of the bachelor programs have been scheduled under that particular route. And when you're applying to the type B, those who have the most opportunity is the master's and then the PhD, those who are applying for PhD. These two category of people have a lot of opportunities when they want to apply for type B. And that one, it means that you're applying to the university yourself through the university. But type A, you're applying to only, like you're applying to the embassy. And now we also have the university scholarships. So some of the university, with the university scholarship, I've explained before that most of the universities give partial or full. It's based on the discretion of the university. And one thing you should understand is that all the universities are different. Their scholarships are different. Unlike the Chinese government scholarship, the Chinese government scholarship is universal, so that what happens in one school happens in the other school in terms of the value, but even the application route is different. So every university is distinct. And in China, we have 279 public universities that are under this Chinese government scholarship criteria. So you know that the universities are so many. We'll come back to that. And for the local government or like the provincial scholarship, not all the provinces have scholarship. The very common one is Beijing. We have the Shanghai, we have the Jiangsu, and we have the Guangdong. You see, these are some basic scholarships that are given. Yes. So I'll come back and then we talk about. And these are the key features I think I've mentioned before. Full scholarship or full tuition, medical insurance. These are Chinese government scholarship. And the value of type A and type B are the same. The value of type A and type B are the same in terms of the amount and then the benefits, they are the same. However, if you want to apply through the Chinese scholarship type A, you're going to apply through your country. But the whole issue is that you first of all have to apply for what we call the pre-admission letter. When I get to the frequently asked question, I will explain this again. If you're applying to the type A, then you have to apply for what we call pre-admission letter. So first of all, although you're applying to through your embassy in your country, you first of all have to contact the prospective university through email, any way that you can contact them and ask that you are applying for the bilateral program, which most of the time, the programs under the type A are Chinese taught. I always tell people this. Most of the programs under the Chinese government scholarship type A are Chinese taught. So for bachelors, if you're applying through that route, it means that you're going to study 1 year Chinese language. After studying 1 year Chinese language, then after you are done, you write HSK4, level 4. When you pass, then you are going to start your major. So if you apply to study maybe economics, you're going to start with a whole year Chinese language, write HSK4, pass, and then now start your major. And that is for the type A. But most of the programs under the type B are English taught. Most of the programs under the type A are English taught. And that one, you do not need, the type B are English taught, and you do not need to study 1 year Chinese language. Now, when we come to these ones are very basic, just like what I was explaining before. The university scholarships, you have the full tuition, some are partial, and then one-time stipend. These are for the university, but for the Chinese government scholarship I just mentioned. And one of the common questions I always get is, please, I want to study MBBS. MBBS. A lot of people want to study MBBS. Now, I always tell people this, that if you want to study MBBS or a bachelor program, and most especially related to medical programs, then your best bet is going to be a partial scholarship or a tuition waiver or a one-time stipend. These are by far what the universities will give you. Now, for the provincial scholarship, I mentioned Beijing government scholarship. And for Beijing government scholarship, if you want to study in Beijing and you're applying for that provincial scholarship, you should understand that Beijing provincial scholarship is usually partial. Like, they're going to give you a lump sum of money. Beijing and Jiangsu province and Guangdong province, they're going to give you a lump sum. For instance, maybe they can give you like 20,000 renminbi in an academic year to support your education. But your tuition, your medical insurance, and everything equated could be over 30,000. So that means that you are supposed to top up. But when you go to Shanghai, or you want to study in Shanghai government scholarship or provincial scholarship, there are two types. They have the type A, and then they have the type B. For Shanghai, they have type A and type B. And this type A and type B, the type A is equivalent to Chinese government scholarship, and then the type B is partial. So all those who be applying to study in Shanghai, you can consider applying to Shanghai government scholarship. If you apply to Shanghai government scholarship, always try to apply for the A, because that one is also like the Chinese government scholarship. Now, the most important thing, let me take you through this one. The documents that are required. I think always in my videos, I mention them. First of all, you need an application form. And where are you going to get this application form? Now, if you're applying for the application form, it is what you apply on the portals. So if you're applying on the Chinese government portal, or you're applying on the university portal, that when you are done, you'll be able to print it, and that forms your application form. So for undergraduate or postgraduate, that is master's or PhD, you still need it. You need a copy of your passport, and your passport should be valid. A recent passport of 6 months, like the validity should not be less than 6 months. The reason why you need a validity not less than 6 months is that the application procedure takes a longer time, so that when the results are out, your passport will not be expired. If that becomes the case, getting your JW201 or JW202, that is the document used to apply for the visa, will be very difficult for you. You need an academic. When I talk about academic diploma, I'm talking about your certificate. So if you're applying for an undergraduate program, you need your high school certificate. But if you're applying for master's, you need your bachelor's. If you're applying for PhD, you need your master's certificate. Then you need your academic transcript. You need your academic transcript. For your academic transcript, very, very, very important. Academic transcript. The same applies, just like I explained. Then you need a research study plan. A research study plan. This is different from a research proposal. And let me take time to explain this too. A research study plan basically talks about how, first of all, your personal statements, why you want to study in China, why you want to study in the university, what motivates you to study in the university, what are your future career, what are your research achievements. So you see, for me, I always tell people to divide them into 3 categories. So if I want to write my study plan, I divide it into 3 categories. And the first category becomes my past. Then the other one becomes my present, and the other one becomes my future. If I do it in that way, I'm able to write it better. But if you're applying for a PhD program, then the likelihood that you are supposed to add a research proposal where you are going to talk about the kind of research you want to do is very, very, very high. Now, when we come to the recommendation letter, please, this one is very important to me. Recommendation letter. If you're applying for master's, you're applying for PhD, make sure your recommendation letter is from a professor or an associate professor. I always tell people this, that let your document be from a professor or an associate professor. Some people will come and tell me that ABJ, oh, I did not get a prof. You see, this is China. Your document will be returned again. Your application will be returned. Please and please do not waste time on this. Now, the physical examination, and then I did not even add a non-criminal record. The physical examination, it is compulsory for all level. And when you apply, when you are going to the hospital, you have to go online. So this one, it is very common, simple. You just go to Google. Maybe when we are done, I'll just show you. You just go to Google and you type, download physical examination form for China application. You see, something will pop up. You get a PDF to download. You go to the hospital with that particular PDF and then let them stamp. I'm very particular about this particular physical examination because the reason why you need to do the physical examination is that it's help you know your health condition. Here in China, physical examinations are compulsory. So you need to do it. There are some people who will not go and do the medical. They know maybe a physician, the person will just stand for them and then they will use it. Later down the lane, sometimes people come to China and they will have to do another physical examination. Then they'll realize that, oh, they have a medical complication. So please try and do it. Then your language certificate. So if you're applying for a Chinese program, you need HSK level 3 and above. Or yes, 3 and above. Usually most schools will even recommend 4. And if you're applying for an English taught program, then you need your IELTS. Or you see, if you are coming from an English speaking country or you were taught in English and you can prove with just a letter from your university, then you do not need IELTS, you do not need TOEFL. This is very simple for China. You just have to take a document. So and the CV is very dear to my heart. Please take time to make your CV the best. The reason is that we are competing with several students. And you see, all these students have something to show. And the easiest way for professors, even before the interview, the easiest way for professors to know, okay, the easiest way for professors to know that yes, you are qualified is through your CV. Some people do not spend time with their CV. Please and please spend time in making your CVs quality. Spend time in making your CVs quality. Please. Your CV should be academic related. When I talk about academic related, it means that everything on your CV should point out your academic abilities, should point out the fact that you are ready for research, especially if you're applying for master's and PhD. Some people send me CVs and then the CVs talk more or less about they're going to look for a job. No, you're not looking for a job. Make sure that your CV projects you academically. So things that you should put on your CV, your educational background, your research interest, because that is what the professor, it would appeal to the professor to know that, yo, we are in line. So if we think alike, then our research patterns are kind of similar, then maybe we can have a thing to do. So please, you have to put your work experience, fine, or your professional experience. But in putting your professional experience, that's what I've realized. Some people can list almost about a 2-page duties. Like, no, that is not what the professors are looking for. Just be like go straight to the point, but let your information in there worth it, academic related. If you are putting skills and abilities, some people would now have to put in religious activities. Now, mind you, yes, I know probably you are religious. Yes, you are religious, but maybe you're a Christian, you are whatever like religion you are coming from. Do not let your CV reflect more of that. Why? Because like you are sending it to an unknown person, and some of these things can either be advantageous or disadvantaged to you. So please just be as open as possible. Just project your academic abilities. And I've put here professor acceptance. This is one of the difficult things we all, if you want to apply on your own, and you apply especially master's or PhD, and if you are fortunate or you are not unfortunate, and you're coming from, you are applying to a science background, this is one of the hardest thing you are going to do for your application. And if you are fortunate or you are okay, if you are not fortunate and the school even categorically states that you need a professor acceptance, this is one of the difficult parts of the entire application process. Please be mindful of this one. So if you apply for a PhD program, a master's program, you need to get a professor's acceptance before you proceed. That is, those who are applying to a a science program. Bachelor's, you are free. Bachelor's, you do not need this. But if you're a PhD student or you're applying for a PhD program, then you need this. You really, really need this. Now, the CV that you have prepared, you're going to send a cold email. Yeah, so those who usually send me messages in my inbox, I share some of the cold emails with you. You're going to use this cold email together with your CV and your transcript, and you send it to the professors. Some people would tell me, BJ, oh, I have sent this professor a message. 2 or 3 days, the professor has not responded. Yes, the professor has not responded. Sometimes, just last week, somebody sent a message. He sent on the third count, like the third professor responded. Sometimes professors would respond on time. Sometimes they would not respond at all. I even had one that after 6 months or even 7 months, the professor responded. By then, I had already gone through my process. You see, this is one of the difficult parts of and you have to spend more, like you have to dedicate time. So when I'm talking about the patience and consistency, this is where I'm really referring to. This is the fact. A lot of professors will not respond on time. Some will not respond at all, but do not be discouraged. Once you have decided to go through this process, then just go on and apply. Like send them messages. You send this professor a message, he does not respond. Move to the other professor. Continue sending. Eventually, I always tell people, eventually, yesterday I was having a chat with one lady from Pakistan. And she started sending emails right from late September. Every day she would come back and say, I've not gotten a professor. I told her that keep sending. Yesterday in the morning when I woke up, she had texted me that I'm so happy this morning, like this evening in Pakistan, because I've gotten a professor who is willing to accept me. And you see, that is it. Continue sending. And now let me quickly talk about the notarization bit. Now, a lot of schools are saying that you have to notarize your document. You have to notarize your document. You have to notarize your document. Yes, it is true. The most important document you need to notarize is uh, your certificate and then your transcript. Some of the schools do not require notarized document. Jonah University of Economics, they do not. Once your documents are in English, they do not require. But if you are supposed to notarize your documents, you just need to go to a public notary. I don't know. I think when I check the names are more the names here are more of, I know there are Nigerians here and there are Ghanaians here. So for if you are in Ghana, yes, if you are in Ghana, you can basically go to the courts, okay, and ask of commission of oath. I think even now they are very common. You ask of a commission of oath if you are supposed to notarize. You take your original copy and then you make a photocopy of it, you send it to them, they will certify it as a true copy, the photocopied ones, and then put a red seal to serve as the notarized document, and you can use it. And if you're coming from Nigeria, I'm not so sure, but I think I think Nigeria also should have a public notary system. Maybe we need to ask further. Yeah, so, and the study plan, I've put here 800 to 1,000. These are like, this is the ideal one that is stated on most of their websites. But if you are masters, at least between 1,300 to 1,500 should be okay. And if you are a PhD student, between 1,500 to 2,000 should be better. Sorry, 1,300 to 1,500. And if you're a PhD, 1,500 to, oh yeah, 2,000. It sounded to me like 200. So basically, these are some of the things that we need to go through. I've spent much time here because it is very important. And these form the foundation of your whole application. And also, there is a new trend where schools will ask you to make a video or record a 2-minute video, record a 1-minute video. I always tell people that the first thing that this video is going to serve is that they will use the video to assess whether you can speak English. Whether you can speak English. So when you are recording your video, make sure you can articulate yourself very well. And also, let your video be consistent with your study plan. You do not talk about something different in your study plan and make a different video altogether. All right. Okay. Okay, so Frida said Nigerian documents are in English. Yes, so if they're in English, some of the schools will just directly accept it, and then you do not need to go through the notary system. But just in case if a school asks you to notarize, I think you can notarize it quickly. Now, I'll be ending on this one very soon, and then you just come in with your questions. So, these are the process. For the process, how to apply. After that, we'll just go online and then choose one of the portals. We quickly go through them and then that'll be it. So you are now going to apply. So first of all, just like I've mentioned, you should know what you want to apply for. Some people contact me and they will ask me that, ABJ, can you suggest to me what I should apply? I think that is out of order. That is out of line. First of all, you should take charge. I've mentioned right from the beginning that you should take charge of your own application. So before you contact me, I can only serve as a guide. So before you contact me, you should, ABJ, okay, I think I did this, I studied this program, I did this. I want to apply for this program. Are there opportunities in China? Are there this? Then I can come in with advice. But if you want me to directly recommend a program that you can study, it will be very difficult. And one of the questions people normally ask is that, ABJ, please, what are the chances of me getting this university? What is the acceptance rate of this university? Do you think I'll be accepted? I always respond to this question that First of all, myself here and you yourself cannot tell whether you be accepted or you not be accepted. Two, there are no less universities here in China. You see, the misconception out there is that it is China. So for China, anything goes. It is a big misconception. If you come here, you realize how competitive these universities are. So, and even in the least schools that we think, like this school should be the least school, even in that school, they have a quota. Like maybe we are only accepting 15 students. So if they are accepting 15 students and they have 30 students who apply, definitely, even in the school that is the poorest, they have a quota because they cannot admit everybody. So even in that school, they will still make selection. So what you need to do is just make sure that you have decided, well, I want to apply this program. I want to do this. After thinking through, seeking for the help, okay, now, which schools can I apply? Yeah, I can apply to this school, I cannot apply to this school, I can do it. So you see that you make kind of like a map on your own, a guide to know that, okay, this is what I want to do. Even if you're a PhD, if you're applying for a PhD or master's and you need to look for potential supervisors, you see, you have to think through this very well and then prepare the documents very well and then start to apply on time. Now, God willing, next month, November, schools are going to start opening. Not all the universities would open at a time. Not all the universities. Some universities would announce. Now, the big problem that is arising or surfacing is that a lot of the universities are requesting for application fee. Yes, before it was not so, but now it is so. A lot of the universities are requesting for application fee. And when it comes to that, I have no control. You also have no control. So if you do not want to pay an application fee, you still have to search further to know ones that will not take application fee. Now, what will make you eligible? I think for these ones, they are very, very big. Most of the universities would say that, oh, we are looking for a minimum of 3.0. If you are looking for a minimum of 3.0, but for the minimum of 3.0, this is what happened. I would also not discourage you if you have less than 3.0. The reason is that I have seen people get the admission with less than 3.0 or scholarship with less than 3.0, but the minimum is 3.0. Some schools are very strict and rigid on this. Some others are flexible. The flexibility comes in when the number of applicants are less than what they are expecting. You see, so these are some of the things. And when you're applying, sometimes or most of the time, make sure your previous educational background would be in sync with what you want to apply. That way, your chances becomes better. You see, in most of our countries you're coming from, I can directly shift from maybe a different program. Maybe I'm reading what do you call like computer science. Then directly I'll shift into physics. I had a friend who did the masters in Ghana. He did physics and then he shifted straight masters into computer science. It is very common. Somebody will do maybe tourism and directly will shift into something else. Now there is a common trend, project management, a lot you see. But when it comes to China and the scholarships, usually try to apply for ones that have a direct connection or some level of connection with your previous major, like major as in your previous level of academic study. And when we are talking about the if you're applying for an English tutor, yes, HSK level 4, most of the universities would request for that. And then for the English proficiency, I've already explained it. If you are from an English-speaking country, you just need a letter. For the medicals, it is very, very important. Now, there is this age limitation. So undergraduate is usually 25 years. Masters, 35 years. PhD is 40. For about 90% of the schools, there are some few exceptions. Some of the schools, their requirements are quite, like their age limits are quite lower. So you do not need that. Yes, like some of the schools, undergraduates will be like 30, PhD, masters will be 40, and PhD will be 45. But those schools are quite few. So that means that we have a lot. to, like, you have to consider the age limit. Now, let me come in with the frequently asked question. Then when I'm done, if you have more questions, you bring them in, and then maybe we spend some few time navigate the portals, and then maybe if we don't have more. Actually, we are expecting so many people, but I don't know why, or maybe some people have missed the time, because those who have registered, or those who sent the emails, are close to 80 people, or a little above 80 people. But I'm seeing very few people here. So I'm just recording this. I will post on my socials. And then if anybody wants it, because the questions are almost repeated, I'll just send them the link to go and watch, because it will be very difficult for me to be going back to explain. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. So the time was so confusing, right? Sorry. It is four. It is 4 in China. Now I think now it is almost 5. It is 4:36 here in China. But oh, okay. Maybe that is the situation. Okay, so what are the main scholarships available for that one? That is the major question people ask me, but that one I think I've now cleared it. Chinese government scholarship, university scholarship, provincial scholarship, and the Confucius Institute scholarship. You see, the Confucius Institute scholarships are for those who are going to study in Chinese, like those who come in to study 1 year Chinese language. So, especially in Nigeria, there is a Confucius Institute, and then in Ghana too, there is a Confucius Institute where you can study, pass your HSK level 3, and use it to apply for Confucius Institute scholarship. That one you study for 1 year, but it is also a full scholarship, tuition, medical insurance, accommodation, and a monthly allowance. Now we have Belt and Road scholarships and Silk Road. Those are also part of the Chinese government scholarship. The benefits are the same, just that the timings are different. But usually, most of the schools come in, you see, the ones that are going to open right from next month, they are called higher level scholarship. That is Chinese government. Then you see, so right from November till maybe somewhere February, the results will be out, or the nomination list will be out. Once they are out, from February, that will be March, April going, then they will open for the Belt and Road and the Silk Road. Yes. How do I apply for Chinese government scholarship? So I've talked about it. You are going to apply through the embassy, or you are going to apply through the home, like the schools that I think I made a mistake here. The type A rather is the home country, and then the type B is what's the university directly. Yes. After which we'll go through the portal. Do I need to know Chinese before? No. You only have to know Chinese when you are applying through the Chinese study route. Like, even if you are applying through the type A, you do not even have to know Chinese. All that you need to know is that you want to apply. If you're applying through type A, you would apply, and then they will allow you to study Chinese language for 1 year for free. Then you pass your HSK4 before you start. But if you're applying for a university program, scholarship, or a provincial scholarship, and your study program is in Chinese, that one, it is mandatory to provide a Chinese language certificate before. Then when is the application deadline? For the application deadline, it differs from university to university, and it's not universal. So those who like schools that are going to start in November, probably for Chinese government scholarship, are going to close somewhere around February or March. That is for Chinese government scholarship. But that is even for the type B. For type A, it is going to end around somewhere January. Then for the university scholarships and the provincial scholarship, that will continue till somewhere around May. Now, scholarships, May or June. Usually after June, people will come. ABG, I saw this agent has announced this particular scholarship. Right from June, most of the good scholarships are closed. All those that will come after May and June are likely to be partial scholarships, or yes, that is what you should understand. And how important is the study plan? For that one, I've already explained. You see, the study plan is going to tell you, or is going to talk about what you are going to use, all that you intend to do. So for the study plan, it is very, very important such that you cannot just write any other thing. You cannot just write anything. Just spend time, articulate yourself very well. You talk about your personal statement by way of your introduction, where you schooled, what program you read, what is motivating you to study here in China, and the particular program that you want to study. You see. Then after that, you spend time to talk about the program you want to apply. When you accepted, what will be your contribution? So these are the kind of things that you should be discussing in your study plan. What does a full scholarship cover? For the full scholarship, I think we have mentioned that already. Tuition, medical insurance, accommodation, and a monthly allowance. Now, when this is fun, when I talk about full scholarship, now to a lot of people, when they talk about full scholarship, it is only tuition. Mind you, international airfares are not, even airfares are not covered. Airfares are not covered. There is one scholarship that is MOFCOM. MOFCOM. When you get a MOFCOM scholarship, they would pay your airfare one time to come, and then when you are leaving, they will pay your flight tickets for you to go back. Then can I work part-time while on scholarship? Whether you're on scholarship or you are not on scholarship, you will not be allowed to work. It is illegal. This question there, I get it quite often. ABJ, can I work in China? Can I? But the kind of work people do here in China, if you work officially as a teacher, if you work as a teacher or you work in any Chinese institution without permission from the school and then immigration, it is illegal. When you are caught, you'll be dealt with. The consequences is for you to bear. But maybe if you want to go into importation, if you have a skill like cooking, if you can barb hair, if you can sew and you want to use it as a means of getting money, it is fine. Then for the age limit, I just spoke about them. Yes, the pre-admission letter. Now let me explain these two. This pre-admission letter thing, it is very confusing. Let me explain. So there are two types of pre-admission letter. Under type A, there is a pre-admission letter. Then type B, there is a pre-admission letter. Type B pre-admission letter was recently introduced, just like about a year or two ago. Now, when you're applying to type A, pre-admission letter is a major requirement, and a major requirement in this sense, you first of all have to contact the university. You have to contact the university. So under type A, you can apply to 2 universities. Under type B, you can apply to 1 university. So if you apply for Chinese government scholarship, in total, you can apply to 3 universities. Type A, 2 year members, you are applying 2. So when you're applying, you have your first choice, you have your second choice. Now you have to contact the university with all the documents that you are going to apply with, and then request for what we call the pre-admission letter. They would only issue you a pre-admission letter when they think that you qualify to apply. So they will issue the pre-admission letter. You add the pre-admission letter to the list of your document, and then you submit it to the embassy. But if you're applying for the type B, it depends on the university and how they do their things. Let me give you 2 scenarios. From Zhonan University of Economics and Law, and then Jiangxi University of Finance and Economics. Now, if you're applying to Jiangxi University of Finance and Economics, what you first of all have to do is that although it is type B, but you have to contact them first and then send them all the list of documents you are using to apply, your study plan, your police report, your medical, every other thing you have to send to them. Now, when you send to them, they will tell you what to do. Like they will issue you the pre-admission letter, and then you add it to your Chinese government scholarship application. The pre-admission letter is only required for Chinese government scholarship application. But when you come to Zhonan University, they will not give you a pre-admission letter from the onset. You have to apply. Now you apply to go through the process. Then when you are almost ended, like when you are done, you have submitted your application, they make their shortlist and call you for an interview. After the interview, so some schools, so I just want to say that for type B, some of the schools would only issue you pre-admission letter after you have gone through the interview stage. And some would also give you pre-admission letter when you are starting. But mind you, for type B, you can only apply to 1 university. Type A, you can apply to 2 universities. Then can I change university or major after getting the scholarship? This is one of the things. I'm dealing with one of these issues currently. Now, if you get to China, once you're on scholarship, the major challenge is that you will not be able to change your major So in the same school, if you're given a particular program, you'll not be able to change it. So if you are using an agent and the agent is telling you something different, please be mindful. You'll not be able to change it. But you can apply to a different school, but so much or so many consequences for you to bear. If you want to change to another university, sometimes it can be very frustrating and challenging. The reason is this: Chinese systems are integrated. So for instance, I came to school A, I want to change to school B. It's either you make it an official one or you do it on your own. Official by means of telling your present university that I want to change. Okay, Frida, I'll come back to answer your question. I want to change to, or I want to go to another university. Sometimes they can make it very friendly and then help you transition quickly. But on the other hand, sometimes they will not allow. If they are not allowing and you still apply, at the time of the release of the results, usually it will be somewhere May, June, your current school will ask you to come and renew your visa. If you renew your visa, you'll not be able to go to the other school. So one of the things people do is that they will request for a 1 month temporary visa, which will still not be able to help them transition till September. So you see, there is definitely going to be a 1 month visa deficit. Like you'll be lacking a visa 1 month. So in most cases, some people have to exit China, come so many complications. But if you want to do it, then I think you'll be able, like you have to bear all the consequences that comes with it. And then these are okay. This is also another question. Can I apply for multiple scholarship at a time? For Chinese government scholarship, you apply for one. But for other university scholarship, you can apply to as many as you want, provided you can pay for whatever. So though I've written generally is no. No, because I was talking about Chinese government scholarship. Chinese government scholarship for this one. But after applying for Chinese government scholarship, any other university scholarship can apply to as many as you want to apply. You can apply to as many as you want to apply. Then what if I don't get a scholarship? That one is basically dependent on you. If you do not get a scholarship and you think you can afford, it's up to you. Some people will say that, oh, I did not get the scholarship, but I want to come and then maybe hustle it. That one is totally dependent on you. But if you contact me on such situations, I can only give you the realities here in China. And when I tell you the realities, I am not saying that definitely that will be your story. No, I can only give you the realities, what has happened or what has happened over time, and use people's story to advise you. But the decision or the onus will lie on you. I cannot make decision, and I will not make decisions for anybody. Because if you make decision for somebody, later in life, the person will come and then refer you. You made this decision for me. I will leave you to make your own decision, but I can only advise you. What happens after I get a scholarship? Once you get a scholarship, it is very easy. They are going to send you the JW20. If you got Chinese government scholarship, they are going to send you JW201. That is Chinese government scholarship, either MOFCOM, Belt and Road, Silk Road. It is this particular document. But if it is any other scholarship, they are going to issue JW202. And then you use that one together with the document and you apply for the visa. How do I find Chinese government? Yes, this is one of the important questions that I have to address. How do I find the university's website? So many people come to me, BJ. So now, this is how to find it. You see, Chinese people have the Ministry of Education website. So when you key in, you see, you have to make good use of Google. So you go to Google, you key in Chinese Ministry of Education website. It's something that's going to come. Or you can go to the other one, Study in China portal. So you see, I've put the link here, campuschina.org. You see, that particular website has the list of all the universities and but sometimes the programs. So once you find the name of the university, it is for you to copy, or like once you know, okay, this university has my program, just use the name of the university, search online yourself. Go and search the name of the university online and try to navigate their own portal. Every university have their own portal. So that will be a lot of people ask. And now we have ChatGPT, we have DeepSeek. please make good use of them. If you find a university, you can quickly search for their profile there. You can say, but make good use of the campuschina.org. Campuschina.org. Maybe I have to put it in the comment section so that we know what to. Then what document do I need to prepare? I think for that one, I've explained extensively. Is the scholarship application very competitive? Yes, for this one, I told you that I cannot categorically explain or tell you that it is competitive or less competitive. For competitiveness level, because some people before they start, they are defeated in their minds already. Some people before they start, they are already defeated in their mind, such that they are saying that, what if I don't get it? Yes, they have stated 3.0. I've mentioned that 3.0, but still, if you want to apply, you are good to go. Just apply. Feel free, apply. What are the general eligibility requirements? For that one, I have also explained by way of the age limit. Then, what does for the academic environment, I cannot describe it. It is good. Yes, at least it is good for me. You see, always I do not want to use my feelings to express the general feelings for every student. Some people are happy about it, some people are not happy about it. So for such questions, usually you will be the right person when you have experienced it. You'll be the right person to say, but generally, on the low, China is not a bad place. But you can make it a bad place or a good place for yourself. The reason is that I know a lot of people want to use China as a route to travel outside of their country. But if you are coming in here, my basic advice is that make conscious effort that you want to study and make good use of your academic pursuit, so that when you come here, whether master's or PhD, you are going to study and study well. One of the greatest advantage of the Chinese educational system is that it positions you well for a research inclined study, so that if you're not good in research and you come to China and you really want to study, then China will be a good place for you to build on your research abilities. Then I think these are just a few stuff that I have here. Now, when you cannot have multiple funding, like if you're on Chinese government scholarship, you cannot be on another scholarship. No. Then yes, prepare early. It is also good. Then if you are supposed to contact professors, especially those who are who are going to apply for a master's or PhD in a science-related program. Now, why is it that you are supposed to contact the professor? The reason is that most of the science programs are lab-based programs, So you need to go to the lab. And the professors have a lab cap, like a lab capacity. And so they will not accept more students. Like if they have they have like 4 space, like they want every student to function very well. So if they know that the apparatus can accommodate 4 students, they will not go further to admit more than 4. That's why you're supposed to contact a professor. Yes. So Frida asked the question, do I need pre-admission letter when applying to university partial scholarship? No. If you are applying for a university scholarship, you will not be required to get a pre-admission letter. Pre-admission letter basically is for those who are applying for Chinese government scholarship. So if you're applying for Chinese government scholarship type A, you have to get a pre-admission letter. And if you're applying for type B, you have to get a pre-admission letter based on the university. For the type B, it is based on the university. So I gave 2 scenarios where one of the universities, before you apply, they would issue the pre-admission letter. And then when other university, after they have done the interview, they issue the pre-admission letter. Now, the pre-admission letter does not mean that you have been accepted. Does not mean that it only means that you qualify. It does not mean, so I had a friend last year, through this, I've met so many people. He had a pre-admission letter. In a said he thought, you see, sometimes that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I advise. And sometimes if I feel that you are not taking my advice, I will not tell you that you are not taking my advice. All that I will do is that, oh, okay, Gabriel, I've seen you. All that I'll do is that I'll just leave you to go your route. Now people will come back and say, oh, BJ, you mentioned this. Yes, but then we have already spent almost a year. Please ask me your questions. I'm here. Ask all the questions that you have been asking so that we can apply for a university scholarship. Do I still need to pay application fee? What if I don't get it? Yes. This is one of the questions that we do not have control over. I do not have control, neither do Frida or any other person here. Now, the reason why we do not have control over it is that it is dependent on the school. Some of the schools have stated that you pay application fee. So once they have stated that you pay application fee, if per chance, or if by any means we cannot pay the application fee, I don't think we have to proceed. If you do not get admitted, the monies are not refundable. And for the application fees, the list of the application fees that I found is 200 RMB, and that is at Jiangsu University. Jiangsu, Jiangsu University. It is not refundable. The highest I have seen so far is 800 yuan. Several schools like East China Normal University. Yes, that particular school. But a lot of the universities take it like in between like 600 and 500 and 400. So you have to check when you convert your country's currency. I know it is very expensive. I know it is very expensive. So we have to check it well. You see, before 2017, 2018, 2019, most of the universities were not taking application fees, most of them. So I have a list of schools that I have stated or have termed it as no application fee universities. But now, if I go through that list, last year, people made fun of me. I sent this list to a lot of people. Then they were coming back and tell me, hey, BJ, I checked this list and then you are saying they don't take application, but when I checked, they are taking application. Then it was there I realized that, hey, things have changed. So now these universities are taking application, most of them. So please, if we check and then they take application fee and we cannot afford, then we have to change it. Because if you don't get admitted, they will not refund it. And then there are other universities that, first of all, they would check your document, especially University of Electronic Science and Technology, China, UESTS. They would first of all go through your documents, and when you qualify, they will ask you to pay the application fee. But at the point of paying the application fee does not also mean that you get admitted. You pay the application fee, and if you do not qualify, they will still come and tell you that you do not qualify. If you do not qualify, like they will still come and tell you that you do not qualify. So that is basically it, you see. And let's see if the schools announce, let's see whether so many universities or you will come and say that they are not taking application fee. Unlike Europe, for China, they will not give you waiver. Somebody texted me, BJ, I want to email the schools for waiver. You see, I explained all that I can explain. But you see, when people are not listening, I'll just say that email the school. Then they'll come back and tell me that BJ, the school said they cannot give a waiver. Just like yesterday, I was almost like doing a forth and back thing with a particular student. And this student, about the recommendation letter, I was telling the student that you need only professor and associate professor. This person argued, went on to do whatever she wanted to. Later, she came back and said, hey, BJ, I've realized that this. Sometimes if you do not listen, I'll just leave you. Now let me answer for Gabriel. He says that please, I did notarization last year. It is still intact. If you did notarization last year, it is still intact. The only thing that you need to check and get a recent one is your medicals and then your police reports. That one should be outdated. And sometimes your recommendation should also be quite current. Maybe the recent 6 months should also do. But for the notarization, once you have notarized it last year, it is perfect. Then Jennifer is also asking, please, can you share some universities that provide? Oh, okay. Yes, Jennifer is asking some universities that provide full scholarships for environmental management programs. Yes. I have a list of universities and some of the programs. You see, but it is for us to check. So, Jennifer, when we are done, you can still email me or email me or WhatsApp me, whichever way. I will share with you. Okay. But offered, I can mention quite a few. I can mention my former university, Jonah University of Economics and Law. I can mention Tianjin University. I can mention Zhejiang Gongshan University. So many for environmental programs, you get a lot of them to apply. Yes. Yes, Gabriel. What Gabriel is saying too is good. He says that I think DeepSeek can help. Yes, for DeepSeek, it is very good for applications. Just check on if you Google on DeepSeek too. But you see, when you check DeepSeek, usually DeepSeek and ChatGPT, the first 10 of them, it will give you the top universities here in China. Tsinghua, Peking, Hast, NPU, like it will give you the top universities, but continue to query it. Like if it gives you 10, query it in a different way. Like do not suggest only the top universities, suggest, you see, you can query it till you get more other universities. But one of the websites, let me campus china dot I'm sending the link in the comment section. Campuschina.org. Let me see. Campuschina.org. But Jennifer, when we are there, you can email me. I'll share that particular link and then we all search together. Okay. Okay. Gabriel, I've seen, yes. I also need a list that I can study electrical. Yes. Okay, Frida. For Frida, I'm already in talks with you. So when we are done, okay, Frida, when we are done, I think I have to share. I will share probably with you on either WeChat or via WhatsApp. For Frida, I'm already in talks with you. All right. Please, if you have any other question, just feel free. Just feel free. Uh, Even if it is not for you and then you feel that it is a very good question for us to address, the reason why I'm doing all of these things, I'm so sad that a lot of people have not joined because over 80 people, like 80, if I'm right, 81 people had sent the message that they want to. Okay, can you please assist in reviewing CV and SOP? Oh, yes, if you send it to me, I'll be able to. So I think once you have my email, or you have my, I think some of you have my WhatsApp, BJ. So you can, I'm putting the email also, the bjvlogs at gmail.com. Yeah, you can just send it to this email and I'll do that for you. Now, let me just also add this that sometimes I'm very, very, very busy. And so if you send a message and then maybe in a day I've not responded, please do not fight with me. I'll definitely respond. I'll definitely respond. You see, once in a while, I just check my phone here and people are already fighting with me because since yesterday I've not responded to their messages. And sometimes it is not me, or like sometimes the pressure is pressuring. Yes. If you have any other question, but I think the major question has to do with how to navigate the portals and all of this. I'm trying to see if I can quickly take you through some. Let me see. I have top share. Let me check if I can. I have some universities portal that I have already opened. So let me see if I can take you through them. Let me see. Where's my Zoom? Okay, just a moment. Let me find one of the universities that I can take you through. Then we can use that one as an example. Then you get to know. I think I This one is for one of the students, but okay, let me open this. Let me share the screen with you. This is just for illustration purposes. I'll try as much as possible. The face and everything is up there, so I don't want to show her face and here. So that's why I've quickly. So this is for one of the students who applied last year, and you see some of the students also applying then send me their logins. So this is one of the universities. So this is a typical university portal. This particular portal is a typical university portal. And aside this portal, so if you're applying for a university scholarship directly, you'd only be mandated to apply on their portal. But if you're applying for a Chinese government program, then you apply on this portal, and then you also apply on the Chinese government portal. But this person was applying for a bachelor program. But you realize that out from last year, see the time she applied, February, no, this year, February 24th, she had applied already, but her application is still pending. They did not even check. Okay, let me see if it depends on this. Okay, Redeemer asked, please, is it necessary to provide two recommendation letters? If it is for bachelors, let me see. Okay. Okay. I think I missed some important questions here. Let me address them before. Yes, entrance exam. Entrance exam. Now, it is something that is coming up for the entrance exam. Most of the universities have started an entrance exam. Most of the universities have started an entrance exam. Now, for masters and PhD, schools like, okay, Samsung, I've seen it. How come? Some of the schools like USTC, a lot of the universities actually have started writing entrance exams, either mathematics or English or any other, like if you are going to apply for a science program, you have to write for other subjects. So it depends on you. If you apply in the school, ask you to come and write, and you are in the position to write it, you go and write it. But I think I will share another screen with you. I think now it is something that is coming for the masters. It is something that is coming for, sorry, for the bachelors. Yes, please, can I apply as an undergrad? Yes, you can apply as an undergraduate student. You can apply as an undergraduate student. So just like I explained, for undergraduate students, you can either apply through the Chinese government scholarship type A. That way, you are going to study in Chinese. But if you apply through the normal route, like just like the one I've shared on your screen, then you're going to study in English. You select an English route. Please, is it necessary to provide two recommendation letters? For masters and PhD, it's a must. Masters and PhD is a must to provide two recommendation letters. This recommendation letter should be from a professor or an associate professor. It is a must, please. And okay, but it depends on the school and their requirements. And yes, well, but usually it is a must to provide. And what are the necessary information needed to complete? Okay, an application as okay for Samsung. Let's go through the one on the portal, like the one that I've shared. Okay, so for instance, if you want to apply, like you want to apply to this particular university, so this particular university is Huzhou University. Huzhou University. And for Huzhou University, most of their scholarships are partial. Okay. And yeah, if you also need the slide, when we are done, you can email me. I'll share the slide with you. If you have my WhatsApp, I can share directly with you on WhatsApp so that it will guide you. You see, for the so like this is a typical portal. This is a typical portal, and most of the Chinese university portals look like this. So when you open the portal, okay, usually the first and after you have registered, like when you register on the portal, this one is already registered. So because if you want to register, maybe we spend a lot of time. So for instance, you have already registered. When you open the portal, the first place you go is to start application. I don't know, is to start an application. Now, when you start an application, you go through the document, you accept. You see that here they've stated, please select an enrollment category. Please select what? An enrollment what? Category. Please select an enrollment category. And with this, because this was like the current year has not opened, you realize that they would list all the program like bachelor's, master's, exchange, they will list all of them here. So for instance, if you want to apply, for instance, it is open and you want to apply. So we have selected, but now it is closed actually, but we have selected bachelor's. The next one is to go to like we've selected a bachelor's, you should realize that it is actually closed. You realize that it is closed. So these are in this university, they have artificial intelligence, computer science, and business and taught in English. So these are the only two programs that are taught in English in this university. You realize. So, for instance, if it were not to be closed, on this side where they have written close, they would have written apply. We just click on the apply and then we begin. But it is closed, so that is why we are not able to continue. So that's what I'm saying, that from next month, let me see if I can get another university that I have already. Let me see if I can get another university that we can apply directly. But I'm not sure we'll get a university to apply. All the universities are closed. All the universities are closed. Oh, sorry, some people are asking for the Zoom details. Let me see. All the universities are closed. Let me stop. Let me search for another university and see whether it is closed or not, so we can. Let me share the meeting information quickly. But generally, that is how the portal looks like. Generally, that is how the portal looks like. Please, if there is any other question, don't hesitate. Just feel free to ask, because this will be the perfect opportunity. I mentioned in my other video that I'll be very busy, and so I'll not be able to respond to several questions like I should. All right. If you have any peculiar challenge, please, I'm trying to see if you can get another university directly to apply, but it looks like because they are not open, it looks like it is very difficult to. But people are asking, okay, so now let me also use the opportunity to, I'm going to share one other university portal, and I'll show you how to navigate university portals. Yes, okay. Seto, I'll respond. Let me share this screen and then show you how you can navigate university portals. So when you open a university portal, you know where to go. And okay, so Seto was asking, this how do I apply through the embassy? Okay, so for the embassy, okay, the first thing is that you are from Ghana, so I'll use the case of Ghana, and then I think it will be similar to that of Nigeria. Now, the first thing, after gathering all your documents, the needed document, the first thing is to locate, no, you do not have to book an appointment. The first thing is to locate the school. The first thing is to locate the school that, oh, this university, like maybe you want to apply to University A or University B. So if, for instance, you want to apply to Hujo University, first of all, you have to email Hujo University that, please, I want to apply for a bachelor program under type A is usually called bilateral. So I want to apply for a bilateral program. Now, once they ask you that, okay, you can apply, you just go to their portal. You just go onto their portal. I want to share, but now I'm not able to share my screen. Okay, I've seen it. You just go to their portal, and then on their portal, what you basically do is that on their portal you submit all the documents, and they are going to issue you the pre-admission notice for the embassy application. The first thing, if you don't have the pre-admission letter, you cannot apply. So they are going to share with you. They are going to give you a pre-admission letter. Once you have gotten the pre-admission letter, so when they give you the pre-admission letter, then you add the pre-admission letter 2, the list of your documents. Then you send it to the embassy. But the embassy, to depend on the country. Some of the embassies in Ghana, the collection agency is the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. They do the collection on behalf of the embassy. So they will do the collection and then send it to the embassy. So if you're from Ghana, after gathering all your documents, you send it to the Scholarship Secretariat, the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat in Accra. Sometimes they'll ask you to post it. Sometimes you can go and then do an in-person delivery. Now, once you have done that, then you are like almost halfway through. So they will go through the selection process and now come and tell you that, oh, you have qualified for this. You have to come for an interview. Then after the interview, things will proceed from there, and that will be it. Yes. So, Sector Gabriel, that is how you are going to apply for that particular one. I'm looking for a list for us so that we know how to navigate the so that we know how to navigate the portal. So when you open a Chinese, okay, let me be able to share my screen. Okay, so this is a typical Seto says that these are people. Seto, that's how it is. So that is why usually getting type A is very difficult. I understand. Yes, getting type A is usually difficult. Appear is asking, is the scholarship portal open at the no, the scholarship portal will open in November going. That is dependent on the school. So you realize that the other school that we opened, the Hujo one, you realize that it was closed. Yes, you see. So up here you can check on the screen. You realize that this one is closed. It is closed because it was for last year. So you realize that their ending date was somewhere around. It even stated the but it has ended already. It ended in September. So this one is closed. So we have to wait for the current one. Where is let me I opened this one. I forgot where it was. Just a moment. Let me share another screen. I want us to be able to navigate. Like when you open, yes. So for instance, okay, I don't trust them one bit. I trust using the route they demand. Yes, that is the basic complaints from people that they will demand money. Okay, so for instance, you have searched and then you realize that you have a program in this university. Maybe you found Shenyang Aerospace University. Shenyang Aerospace University. Yes. So in Shenyang Aerospace University, you have gone online, you realize that, oh, you have a program in this university. You open this particular university's website. Now, when you open the website, check, usually when you open, check from the top corner. You can be checking on your screen now. You realize that the first one is, this one is John Wen. John Wen is like Chinese. It's Chinese. Like this character means Chinese. So if I click on this character, it's going to change. So when you open the website and then it is in Chinese, there are two ways to change because some people come back and say, BJ, I've tried to navigate the portal, but it is in Chinese. Yes, it is in Chinese because, first of all, it's a Chinese website. So there are two ways for you to change it. Now, if usually people want to use their phone, I would recommend that if you have a laptop, it will be very good for you. So now, when you come to the Chinese website, it's either you look out for this particular character or they will write here, if it is in Chinese, if the website is in Chinese, you're going to see here English. If you do not see English here, now it is in English, so you can see John Wen here. Let me check in. Okay, so both the university application and that of the scholarship is done through okay, it depends. Up here, this one depends. If you're applying for the Chinese government scholarship, there are two websites you are going to use. You're going to apply through the university website and you're going to apply through the Chinese government website. But if you're applying for a university scholarship, then both are done on the same website, the portal. So you realize that the one that we open and then it is closed before, you realize that the first thing that was asked was which category are you applying? So you select bachelor's. Now, if it is actually open, when you go to the next one, they are going to ask which type of scholarship you are applying. Then they will list all the types of scholarships there. Chinese government scholarship, type A, type B, university scholarship, and they will give all the categorization. Then they will state whether it's partial. So it will be dependent on you to know the kind of scholarship you're applying. Then you just click on that one. Then it will proceed. So when you are done, if you're applying for a university scholarship, when you are done, it is done. Like when you are done, you do not need to come back to apply for another scholarship again. That is it. But the CSC clearly states that they don't deal with any agency and you must apply to them directly. Yes, for the for Gabriel, for this question, I do not really understand. Are you talking about the fact that people are posing as agents? Because for the Chinese government scholarship, all the schools under the Chinese government scholarship to the Chinese government scholarship are called agents. So we realize that every school under the Chinese government scholarship has an agency code. Every university has an agency code. Let's navigate to this portal. I will navigate to a website for you to see. All right. Okay, so this one is what? Johnware. So like if you want to change the website, okay, when you come to the top right corner here, you realize that there are three dots here. I don't know whether you can see it, but there are three dots when you're using your laptop. When you click on the three dots and then you go down, you should see translate. Yes, so this is translate. You have to see translate. Now, when I click on the translate, and if the site is in Chinese, it will change the entire site to English for me, or it will ask you the preferred language, you see. So if you open a Chinese website and it's in Chinese, just click on the three dots here on the top right corner, the three dots, come down and look for translate and use the Google Translator to translate the entire page. So quickly, now it has been translated for you. So what are you supposed to do? We have home page. The sad thing is that people do not take time. All that I do, I just take time myself to learn and then check the portals. But you have to spend time on the website to navigate them. The information are here. They have what? Admission, they have academics, and then they have research, they have campus life, and then they have alumni. Now, our main goal is to look for what? Look for an admission. Okay, so you see, all the things that we are talking about, it's not out of the blue. All of them are here. So you see, apply online. When you come to apply online, the moment you click on apply online, it's going to open their application portal. So yes, this is a typical application portal. I think Appear asked this. So Appear, this is a typical Chinese application portal. So if you're a first-time applicant, you see this place, it says that register. You click on register, and then they'll ask you of your name, the details that you want to use, you register, you put in your password, and then they will send an email to you. You go back to the email, you click on the email to activate it, then you come back to this portal to now log in. Then you can now apply. So you realize that the portals are very simple, or the websites are very simple. Application online, then now they have the programs, how to apply. Let's go to how to apply. You realize that how to apply, everything that you need will be stated here. You see, so this school have stated that if you want to apply and you're applying for, before we go to even the scholarships available, you see, if you want to apply, they have stated here, the first thing that you are supposed to do, this is the link that you want, and this link will take you to the portal where I just navigated. You see, registration fee. After receiving the admission fee, these people do not have application fee, rather they have what? A registration fee. After you receiving the admission notice, the applicant shall pay 700 RMB registration fee to the university's account. After receiving the application fee, they will start processing with the JW202. You see, so for them, they will not take application fee, but when you are done, when you are selected, then you pay 700 RMB to them. It depends. So you see, all the qualifications are here. Undergraduate 25. Everything has been stated here. And it says that passing HSK 4, mathematics, physics, chemistry, 60. So everything has been detailed there. If you're applying for doctoral program, 40 years. If you're applying for master's is 35. All the things that we are talking about, they are all here. So you see, the dates. If you're applying for, yes, so those who want March intake, those who have been asking for March intake, this school has a March intake. March intake starts from, see, it says that from September to December. So it means that by now they should have opened. And those who want to apply for September intake, March to June. So that means that their university scholarships will not open early. Their university scholarship will open from next year, March to June. It's only their Chinese government scholarship that will open early, but we'll get to that one. Then they have stated all, you see, all the documents we mentioned. Yes, I talked about self-introductory video. You see, it is here. So I'm not just talking about these things out of the blue. These are for bachelor programs. So you realize that for bachelor program, the first page of your passport, the empty visa page, your high school document, your transcript, your English competence letter, your medical report, self-introductory video. And it says the applicant who used to study or live in China needs to provide a document based on their actual situation. So if you studied in China, you are supposed to provide document in China. And these are for master's program. So you see, 2 letters of recommendation, all the things I've talked about are here. The same thing applies for doctoral program. And this is a foundation program. Foundation programs are basically programs, like if you want to study, maybe you want to study maybe economics, but you can like apply for a foundation program, like what we in Ghana we call the is it pre-tertiary study or something. That is a foundation program. Yeah. So you see, all the documents are here. How to this is easy. You just take your time and then you navigate the portal. Then on the list, you see programs. When you go to the program section, all the programs that are taught are here. All the programs are here. So for bachelor programs, they are here. For master's program, they are here. And for PhD programs, they are here. But somebody will ask me, how do I know that this program is taught in English or this program is taught in Chinese? It is very, very, very important. How do you know that this program is taught in English or this program is taught in Chinese? So we have to navigate the portals one by one. You see, that is why I'm saying that we have to take the pain. We have to navigate the portals one by one. So they have aeronautic engineering. When you click on aeronautic engineering, realize that it opens to the aeronautic engineering website or the page. But even still with this one, they have not categorically stated whether it is taught in English or Chinese. Some of the universities will categorically state that this program is Chinese taught, this program is English taught. If it is not, if you do not know, or if they have not stated that it is Chinese taught, the best thing I always do or recommend to people is that just come to the email, copy the email and send them an email. It is as easy as that. Hello, admissions team. I'm so and so from maybe Nigeria, from Ghana, from Uzbekistan, from this country. I want to apply to study in your prestigious university, but I want to know whether this program is taught in Chinese or it is taught in English. Or kindly send me the list of schools that are taught in English or China. They will definitely respond to you. Even if you are from Ghana, you are from Nigeria, making a call to Chinese universities are not expensive. If you have MTN, it is not expensive. You can pick their number and call during the daytime. You can call their number. It is very, very cheap. Calling from Ghana to, even if you are with 10 cedi word of credit, you can talk for some time. And they will tell you whether it's taught in English or Chinese. So this is my advice. Now, when you come back here, let me check. I've seen 2 more questions here. Okay. Jennifer is asking, please, with a reference letter for postgraduate studies, do you submit or upload hard copies? Oh, no, you can take them yourself and then you'd upload it. They have 2 options. When you apply for Chinese government scholarship, they have 2 options. They will ask you whether you want them to upload for you or you want to take them. But I think you can take them and then upload yourself. That would be easy for you. So, Jennifer, I think that would be okay. So, you realize that they have the scholarship. So when you see when you come to the scholarship side, they have what? CSC, and CSC is the Chinese government. When you click on CSC, it's going to give you everything about CSC. See what it covers, the procedure, how to apply, everything that you see. When I'm talking about CV, some people do not believe me, but you see that it's stated here that you need your CV. And through recommendation, even these people have stated professors, but if it's from associate professor, they will accept it. So for the professors, it is very important. You see, I've highlighted it. Just be checking on your screen. Yes. And they want to see their phone number and then what? Their email address. Yes. So you see, these are what they really need. And your research or study plan, or so these are basically what you have talked about. Yes. And so this is for Chinese government scholarship. And then they have what? So you see the value. So if you are for PhD, 2,500. If you're applying for master's, 3,000 RMB. And um if you're applying for PhD, is 3,500 yuan. Okay. And you see, we have come back to the same portal that I was talking about, campuschina.org. Campuschina.org. It will help you know almost all the universities that are in China. They have Liaoning Provincial Government Scholarship, they have University Scholarship, and they have Presidential Scholarship. Let's check the value for them. So when you come here, you see for Liaoning Scholarship, it says that the coverage, students are exempted from tuition, accommodation, free campus accommodation, and then the stipend, the scholarship student will receive monthly stipend of what? 3,500 RMB. But is it for everybody? Let's see. Yes, I think they have not stated categorically, so I think it's for everybody. You see. So this is another. I think you can pen this down and then search for the programs and know whether you can apply to this university. They have stated that they do not take application fee. They would only take application registration fee after you have been accepted. So you can add it to the list of your university. Check whether your program is there and apply. And when you come to the university scholarship, you realize that it covers, yes, so this is the kind of scholarship I've been talking about. So university scholarship, it says that first prize, first prize, they're going to award only 3,000 RMB. This is university scholarship for 3,000 RMB, and to be awarded to only the top 5% of the total number of students who have applied. But how are you going to know whether you are part of the top 5% unless you apply? Second prize, 2,000 RMB, but they're going to give it to students top 10%. Then they are going to give 1,500 to top 40%. Then it says that single item scholarship. So this is just a one-time progressive study for 500, technological activity, outstanding social activity, 500 you see. But this scholarship, you realize that these scholarships are given to students who are already in the school. It says that in order to drive enthusiasm and steady initiative, encourage and support excellence in conduct, create a good, steady atmosphere, and drive diligent study, Xinjiang Aerospace University hereby put forward outstanding distinguished international student scholarship. So you see, this particular scholarship will be for students who are already in the school, Yes. So sometimes these are some of the basic things that we get. For presidential scholarship, there is nothing that has been stated here. So basically, realize that for Chinese government scholarship and then the provincial scholarship, it is one of like two good scholarships that you can apply in this university. And the university scholarship will be given to students who are already in the school. So you see, so if you go to a Chinese, like if you check, and if you want to send the professor's email, okay, if you want to, you see, they even have, for them, they also have the frequently asked questions. And these are, I think we have explained most of these things for the frequently asked questions. You can just take your time and read them. Let me copy their website and then put it in the comment section if you want to consider it as one of your. Okay, I think Jennifer is asking a question. She says that okay, I think I've answered that one. Let me add one more university and then we'll know the difference. And maybe we'll be ending if we don't have further questions. I've shared another university. I don't know whether you can see. I think you cannot see it. Let me share that particular site. All right. So I've shared another university. Okay. So this is Jonan University of Economics and Law. I think Some people can see me in here. I'm in here. Let me see. I saw Dr. Ajua online. Let me see. I think maybe she has left. But there was one person who joined us, Dr. Ajua. And also we have Bramalik, who has also joined us. Yes, for him, he's expert in this. He knows much more than I know. All right. So you see, this is John Nance University of Economics and Law. So we have gone through the whole application procedure, but I'm just giving you an insight into like when you open a Chinese website, how you'll be able to fish out the information for yourself so that you would not come back and say, BJ, how do I get this? We'll be ending very soon. And then after this, if you still need this video because it is recorded, I think now we've done 1 hour, 48 minutes. If you need the video again, I'll share with you. And if you need to get the PPT, you can email me. I'll share via email. Or if you have my WhatsApp or my WeChat, I can share directly with you. And then the list that I talked about, I can also share with you directly. Okay, so this is another university. I've said in the first one that when you open this particular website and it is in Chinese, there are two things that you should do. The first one is to check on the top right corner. You see, this one, when I click on this one, it's going to change into Chinese. Or they are going to use the Chinese symbol, Zhongwen, like the rectangle with that slash in it. And then maybe a bar with something like to show that that was Chinese language. But if you want to translate the entire website, if you're using a laptop, just go to the three buttons here on the top right corner, and then just scroll down and locate translate. Click on translate, and then the entire page will be translated into English for you. All right. So now that the page has been translated into English, you see, these are the list of things that, like the list of these are the list of notices that they have put. You realize that this year they have not announced it. These are announcements for last year, announcement for students, this announcement for students that you see. But this year they have not announced the scholarships yet. But when you come here, we have admission, we have scholarship, we have academics. You see, just take your time and navigate the portals. When you come to admission, okay, they have the admission guide. So meaning admission. So you realize that when we check Shenyang University, you realize that under Shenyang University, they had what do you call it? Under Shenyang University, how do I put it? They also had admission guide. John Nance University also has admission guide. They even have application procedure, how you're going to apply. They have degree programs. They have put everything here. When we check Shenyang, you realize that Shenyang had apply online, right? Shenyang had apply online. Yes, let me see. There are other things that I wanted to show you. Let's just see this. Let me see, Student Association. I just want to check out something. Okay, so you realize that they have so many scholarships that they can offer. They have yes. So we have talked about type A today, and type A, I told you it's called a bilateral program. So you see, they have CSC bilateral, then they have CSC high level postgraduate. This is the same as the Chinese government scholarship, and they have CSC Silk Road, CSC Belt and Road, CSC Sino-US student program. All of these scholarships are Chinese government scholarships. Then they have the international Chinese language. So those who want to study Chinese language for 1 year. But the restriction on this one is that you should have registered with a Confucius Institute in your country and then studied for like 1 year and passed HSK3 before you can apply for this particular scholarship. Or we have the study in well freshman scholarship, you see. So these are the scholarships that are available in John Nance. But when you go to the admission guide, under the admission guide, they're going to give you the the programs. Yeah, I don't want to be going into them like that. But they're going to tell you everything about. So you see, undergraduate programs that are taught in Chinese, they are here. And the only undergraduate program taught in English in this university is what? Business administration. Just be mindful of it. Then they have the master's program. They have, so all of these things have been stated. The documents that are needed, we have talked about basically all of these things, and realize that they'll put the link to which you can apply. So that is why I'm saying that these things are not difficult to do. They have explained the program. Yes, for John University, they would always state that they have application fee of 500 RMB, but when you're applying for self-funded, it is only when you're applying for self-funded that you're going to pay the 500 application fee. But if you're applying for a scholarship program, whether university scholarship or Chinese government scholarship, you're not going to pay for any 500 RMB. So you can bear that one in mind. And then let me see the last year. So you see, the more reason why it is very easy for you when you know the school. And the more reason why I always advocate that you apply on your own is very simple. Let me just be ending with this so that if you do not have any other question, then we end it. Then later, if you have a question, then you email me or you send me a message. But now I will not be responding to the very basic messages. Like I will not be like but if you have a challenge, you can just contact me. You see, you have your whole document. You have your documents. You have all your documents. You have gone for your study. You have written your study plan. You have done everything. You have done your own passport. You have done everything. And you won't apply. Maybe you've found an agent. You will give all these documents to an agent. And then the agent, oh, you have your whole document, and then you give your document to an agent. The agent will come back and ask you of your basic information, your name, your parents' name, your siblings' name, your contact, everything. And then the agent, all that the agent will do is just to come to the university's website, just click and then go to apply online. Apply online, it will come. And then the agent will just what? Apply. When you get it, the agent will come and take the money. That is why I always advocate that try to apply on your, because once you have all your documents, you are like about 70% through the application. All that you need to do is, where do I apply? Which link do I need? You get it. All right. Okay. So let me, I think for this is my own university. So the reason why people ask me, why do I know a lot about applications in China? I wanted to, I know a lot about application in China because this is where I graduated from. I did my master's here, I did my PhD here, and I happy. So this is the official website, and you see my picture here that I'm part of what? Even the 2025 admission ambassador, I'm part of it. So that is why when I'm sharing some insights, I will not explain to you that I have worked closely with the international office to know the, what do you call it? The application procedure. But because of this, I have a general and fair idea. And also thanks to my brother who has joined Brother Malik in the comments and in the participation in this, we have so much vast knowledge because we have gone through this for over 7-8 years ago, you see. So all the things that I'm saying, I did not know them by magic, or I just took my time to navigate the portals. And that is what I want you to do. So that is why I'm saying that just take charge over your application. Once you know where to source out the information, how do I locate the school? That is the most important thing. Log on to campuschina.org. At least, no, I think before I even, and let me answer appear, and then I'll come back to that one. Maybe we'll end with that one. Can I apply for Chinese government scholarship with a university and at the same time apply for? Yes, you can do that. So Chinese government scholarship can apply to only one university. So maybe you apply to Chinese government scholarship in John University. You can equally apply to several university scholarships in other universities. It does not matter. But you cannot apply to Chinese government scholarships in other universities because you have already applied to one. And you see, this is the funny thing. Last year, or not even last year, when I tell people that you can apply to only one, some people feel that I'm just funny. So this is what they will do. They would apply for one university and then they will quickly go and use another email to create another website. Now, the only thing here is that once your passport is registered, you cannot apply again. Sometimes I just leave people. So when some people go, oh, BJ, some people are saying that you can apply. So okay, go and try. Later they come and say, BJ, I'm not saying that I know everything about application. No, but at least the basic ones I can share. All right. So let's even log on to China. Let's log on to that one, and then I think right after that we'll just end it, and then because I think I've mentioned it a lot and it's very, very important. So China campus China, campuschina.org. All right. Okay. So this is chinacampus.org, and this one would help us to know a lot of the universities. Campuschina.org would help us know a lot of the universities. I think some people are calling me. Yes, I think Frida mentioned it that some people miss the time. So I think now people are sending messages and then people are calling. All right. So this is chinacampus.org. This is chinacampus.org. The only thing I want you to know about this website that I want you to use from this website, there are two things. So you realize that on the top left corner, right corner, there is CSE homepage. Okay, so let's open the CSE homepage and see what it brings to us. The CSE homepage will lead you to apply to the Chinese government scholarship. I think my VPN is quite, but it will open. Once it opens, then we check this. So this is the main Chinese government scholarship website, but that is not of interest to us now. What is of interest to us today in this video or in this what do you call it, webinar, is that how do we locate the school? So you realize that it has here universities and programs, universities and what programs. So all those who have been asking me, how do I know the university? How do I know the university? Now, this is what we are ending with. You go to, you click on universities and programs, and it would outline all the provinces. So you see provinces and then the university. So if you click on Anhui province, it gives you all the universities in Anhui province. You see, I've told you that there are 279 universities. If you click on, but maybe there are places that you don't really have to check because they are not mainland, like Macau, it's not mainland. Inner Mongolia, people do not really study there. Hong Kong, they are not mainland. Taiwan is not mainland. And then these like the Xinjiang and all of those places, people do not usually study there. Yeah, so maybe you can check it. Sometimes you can, like after you have checked, you can also come and ask if maybe it's fine. Maybe you can. But let's take it that, for instance, you have clicked on Beijing. All the schools in Beijing have been outlined there. So you realize that to your right, all the universities have been listed here. Beijing University of Chinese Medicine, Capital University of this, Capital is all the universities will be so many universities, so Charlie, so many of them. So we have University of International Business. So let's take it that you click on this university. Now, when you click on this university, what it's going to do is that it's going to give you all the bachelor programs, the ones that are taught in English, the ones that are not taught in English. You see, it would outline every other thing for you here. Now, the only disadvantage of this portal or website is that it was created years ago. We used this even in 2016, 2017, 2018. And so it has not been updated. So some of the programs, you see it here that it's taught in English, but in reality, it is not taught in English. So what I would suggest for you is that once you have been able to use this portal, please, I hope we all got it. campuschina.org. We go to universities, and then there are programs. Now, when the schools are open, you click on the university, it opens for you, and then the programs are there. If you're applying for bachelor's, master's, doctoral, the programs are there for you. Now, once you get it, just on the side, go and check the name of the university yourself. So we have University of Business, International Business and Economics. You just copy the name of the school, you open the next of your browser, you paste the name of the school. If it is not showing, you just add China to it. So popularly called UIBE. So this has opened. You just go to the university. It will take you to the official website. Under the official website, you see, we have what? Admissions. We have international. But our main purpose is to, first of all, go towards admission. Now you click on admission. It gives you the various scholarships that are here, bachelor programs that are here, master's programs that are here. For instance, if you're looking for master's program, you just click, and then it's going to tell you, okay, master's program offered in Chinese, master's program offered in English. You click, you see, it is very, very easy. So these are master's programs that are taught in English. So many of them, so many of them. Then they'll give you the application requirements, whether they pay application fee or they do not pay application fee. Then everything is what? They pay application fee, you realize it's here. Application fee of 660 RMB. And then when you get it, you're going to pay 10,000 RMB to show that you come. When you come, they will, you see. So everything is stated here. And I've told you, if you don't understand anything, you just go to the bottom of it. They have their, what do you call it? They have their emails there. Email them if you think you do not understand anything. And I think this will summarize the entirety of our study, of our meeting this evening, wherever you are. And this morning now, it's almost 6 a.m. here in China. This will summarize the entirety of our meeting. So all those who have joined, I know your biggest question is, how do I locate the universities? And we have solved this problem from today. ChinaUniversity.org. Oh, sorry, campus, China campus or campus China. I always get confused. It's campuschina.org. You go to the university, and then easy. Everything is very, and the list of the scholarships are here, but for this website, it is outdated. It is outdated. The main focus is that check for the university, go and check them directly for yourself, and then compare whether the programs are taught in English or taught in Chinese. I think I have to be ending. I don't know if anybody has any other thing, but if there are nothing else to say, maybe I'll be ending so that we call it a day. I'll only save this video, and some people have started sending me messages that, ABJ, I missed the time. I'll just give them the link to go and then have a look at what we have discussed. So thank you all for joining. And I would really want to pray that a year by now, we would all be meeting, laughing, and then sharing in the hard work that we are all going to do. This calls for hard work. This calls for hard work. It calls for resilience. It calls for dedication. It calls for patience. It calls for patience. I hope we are going to do this, and then we are all going to excel. And do not limit yourself. Do not limit yourself. I've told you, I've seen people win this scholarship with less than 3.0. Yes, things might have changed, and you can never tell what Chinese government scholarship secretariat or the university people are looking for. Just go all out. For me, I will always be there. But like I mentioned, sometimes I'm very busy, but when you send me a message, I'll still find time to respond. In a day, I try to respond to as many as 100 or as little as 100 messages across all platforms. But this is what we are doing. God bless you too also, Jenny. God bless everyone. And I'm really confident that would get a lot of people coming in. By way of just saying, this year, we had 7 people come to China on Chinese government scholarship. This year, 7 people came on Chinese government scholarship. And out of these 7, I'll bring them to share their experiences. I've contacted them. I'll bring them to share their experiences and how they did it on maybe on the YouTube channel or on TikTok. I never requested for a dime from any of these people. We just did it out of giving back to society. And out of this also, more than, there were 21 people. So if 7, so 37 is 21. So it means that about 14 people had other forms of university scholarships, of which some were full scholarships with stipend, and some also were just other scholarships that people came. And when it got to the visa application, I duly supported them to apply, and I encouraged them to apply on their own. Because some people called me, BJ, I want to apply for visa. The agency is saying that they will take 6,000 Ghana cedis, whatever cedis. But I encouraged them to apply on their own. And almost all of them. Currently, I only have 2 people who are still applying for visa, and then they will arrive in China at the end of this month. One's own has gone through, left with the other person. So I wish you all the best, and then I'll see you another time. If you want the PPT, email me or send me just a text. I'll share with you. And then I have a list of schools that you can also check. But I think I've made the work easier for you. You only have to go to campuschina.org and then navigate it from there. If you face any peculiar challenge, don't hesitate. Yes, I know people have my contact, but if you still want my contact, I'll still put it in the comment section. And then let me see, +23355 +23355 0336485. This is my WhatsApp number. Yes, if you contact me on WhatsApp too, I would also respond. Thank you, and Zai Jian. Chinese will say Zai Jian. Bye-bye.